This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So before jumping on to today's thing, let us give us a quick recap of what we have done yesterday and then we start. I'm not sure. Yeah, Srinivas, I'm not sure what you want me to add. Mm. So first of all, am I audible?
Yes,
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 Manasa,
sir,
we
we
can
can
hear.
hear.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the reply. And yes, let us. Okay. So yesterday we just briefed about what is manual testing and what is automation testing, and what are the different tools that we are using and most frequently asked questions. And we just started with the basic knowledge of what is Tosca, why we use Tosca, and how Tosca, like what are the different things Tosca supports. All those things we have a little little knowledge about what all the things that we want. Like it supports desktop, web application, API, database, browser. And also we have understood what are the different applications, enterprise applications it will support, and what is the syllabus that are being covered as part of our this thing. Okay. And yes, coming to today's topic, we will, we'll try to get acquainted with more terminologies of Tosca so that it is easy for you to start with your practical when we start with installation of Tosca. Okay. So we'll understand more about what are the different advantages or significance and what is the difference between Selenium. Why Tosca is being used mostly, why not Selenium. So all those things we will have a clear picture. Okay. And one of the most important interview question, regularly asked question is like, what is the system requirement? So what needs to be there in my system to install Tosca? Okay. So I'll answer all of these questions in today's session. Apart from this, if you have any other questions, again, I'll give you some time somewhere in the middle of the session so that you can pose your questions. Okay. And if you are new to today's session, I am Manasa Annasagaram. Like I am the one who will be guiding you through this entire course, and you will be with me all through this 35 hours of training where we are covering AS1, AS2, TDS1, TDS2, and also database and API testing. Okay, so today we'll slowly get understand what is the significance of Tosca. So why it has become more significant apart from other automation tools. Because as I've already told yesterday, there is no need for you to write long scripts and all. Okay, and tool is already loaded with multiple features. You just have to explore the tool so that it you can understand or you can you can use the tool efficiently for your project perspective. Okay. And coming to the testing methodology, it will support waterfall at testing or it will support agile. So it will support whatever that methodology that you use. Okay. And width of coverage, yes, you can also check how much coverage of your test cases can be done with the different types of testings that you do, like risk-based testing, model-based testing, or functional-based testing, whatever might be your kind of testing that you're performing. So the coverage and all can be explored in the requirement section. And this is the one important and interesting point that I would love to explain it to all of you is like it has an excellent vendor support. Okay. So whenever your project is trying to purchase the Tosca license, they will also give you one contact person where in any of the installations or any of the script writing. So if at all, if there is any issue, they'll be there to help you out. And also like you cannot get more articles on Google, but nowadays I see few of them, like when you type something on the Google, it is very less compared to other things, but rather you have to go to this academy portal or support portal that is given from Tricentis. Open this. So this is support.recentis.com. I'll help you out how to log in everything. Don't worry. And if you see, there are a lot of latest knowledge-based articles. Okay, so if you want to understand anything, you can go ahead. And if you are stuck with any of the issue, you can search here. You get a lot of similar articles, and it is all maintained with the help with Tricentis only. Okay, so Tricentis people, there is a team that will be supporting this particular tool, where with whatever, if at all, if you have a query that is new, they will try to address it newly, or if there is any other article already present, they will give you the guidance so that you can go ahead and you can understand. Okay, so in this portal, you can also see what are the latest announcements and what are the recent product releases. All those things can be done. Okay, so this is a very great support portal. This is like a Google for us if you are using Tosca. So you might not be getting all your queries answered with the help of Google Chrome, but the support portal will help us a lot if you are stuck with any kind of issue. Okay, if you click on view all, I have to log in. If you see, there are multiple, I mean, information like how to request training license and download it, and how to do this user management in admin space. Like lot of articles are given here. You can explore it, and if you are stuck somewhere, you can also write it here, search it with the help of a filter, and you get all the information corresponding to that, and you can explore it. One good thing about support, so Tricentis only is giving, not anyone else from the, I mean, world is helping you out. Yes, I know there are multiple portals and multiple help sites in LinkedIn or somewhere else, but this is especially helpful for you. And coming to the system requirements, so you should have this i5 dual core 2.4 gigahertz. RAM is 8 GB. Hard disk space, it is good to have 10 more than 10 GB, but 10 GB if it is there, it is easy for us. Okay, and network, obviously it should have a high network speed so that you can install, you can download all these things. Okay, so if at all, if you are trying to use any Mac systems to install Tosca at this point of time, we don't, I mean, Tosca Tricentis people has not given any proper software for you to install with any of the Mac devices. So it is for sure, it should be an Windows device. Okay. Yeah, I do understand for Mac there is some, I mean, some .apk files or something are there with which you can do a workaround, but I'm not pretty much sure. But indirect, it is only the Windows that we are doing here. Okay, installation of Tosca. If you have to install your Tosca, this is the minimum requirement that Tosca has to have. And if you see, everywhere in the market, they'll be like talking about why not, why Tosca? I mean, why Tosca? Why not Selenium? And everyone testers, if you have clear knowledge, okay, so clear understanding why what is different from Selenium of Tosca, and what is, I mean, more, what is a more capacity, or what is the more things that you have with Tosca. So you can easily explain to any of your, I mean, suppose if your project is trying to start or implement Tosca in your in your project. Okay, so if you understand this basic, I mean, differences between Selenium and Tosca, it will be always good for you. You can, I mean, you can explain to your client, and you can always tell them why Tosca, why not Selenium. Okay. So now let us see a few of the differences between Tosca and Selenium. Okay. So if you see which type of application Tosca supports, as you have yesterday I've already shown you. So it supports desktop, API, mobile, I mean SAP, Salesforce, any kind of enterprise application like 150 plus enterprise application. So all these is supported with Tosca. But if you see Selenium only supports web application. Okay, so that is one most important advantage of Tosca. And Tosca also helps in large scale applications like banking or financial services. So all these are vastly supported with Tosca, So that means whatever the elements that you are using in the large scale applications, Tosca supports most of them. So that is also one important thing. If you see, most of the banking projects would be using Tosca as your automation tool nowadays. Okay, it has become like Tosca to be used for banking applications. Okay. And if you see about this software, Tosca is a paid license. I mean, you have to acquire license from Tricentis team, only then you will be able to access it. Apart from that, we have a trial version. So trial version is nowhere different from the version that we'll be using as a original version. Okay. So trial version has same features, however you use it in the project. So there is no difference between trial version and paid version. Okay. And Selenium is a free tool. It is everyone. It is evident. Everyone knows it, and it is an open source software application. You can directly go to the Google Chrome, download it. There's nothing you have to pay. And coming to the automation type, here it is model based automation type. So we will understand what is model based automation testing in Tosca slowly in the next coming classes. And here in the Selenium, you have to write your code, proper code, only then it works. So it is called as code based automation. And coming to the scripting, so as I'm repeatedly telling, for Tosca, there is no script that you have to write. So, but in Selenium, you have to write multiple scripts like Selenium, Java, Python, etc. Coming to this testing, API testing, it is possible. API testing is possible with the help of Tosca, but for Selenium, API testing is not feasible. Test data management, yes, we have internal test data management from Tosca. It is called as TDS or TDM. So you'll explore all these test data management tools. You will have a taste of all these things when we are doing it. Test data management, Selenium doesn't have any specific support for test data management. You have to either use your Excel sheet or something else for your test data management. In Tosca also you can, if you want to integrate your test scripts or if you want to get your data from your Tosca Excel sheet, for sure you can do it. We will see how to do it. But unlike like Selenium, you have also internal tools where you can use your for your test data management. So Tosca has a high chances of reusability of test data, either your test data or your test cases or your models, anything that you create in your Tosca, they are highly reusable. So once you create it, you can use them multiple times. Okay, but in Selenium, reusability of test data is low, and from others' perspective, maybe code can be reused, but test data cannot be used. So exploratory testing also can be done with the help of Tosca, but in Selenium it only supports. I mean, exploratory testing is not support. It's not possible. Okay, and everyone knows this. Tosca supports CI/CD integration. Not only CI/CD integration, it also has an inbuilt tool that supports called Dex setup. So if you do a Dex setup, it is almost similar to the Jenkins, but there's a slight difference. We will also explore about Dex setup in the last end of the classes. Okay. And Selenium supports most of the CI tools called Jenkins. Okay, and QC and Jira integration is possible with Tosca. Selenium is also possible, but there should be some third-party dependencies there for you to integrate with Selenium. And we have already spoke about this point, support. So I've told there's a separate support portal and you can log your tickets, everything from this Tricentis support portal. Selenium doesn't have any such kind of thing. Framework. So framework is already defined in Tosca. You just have to understand what kind of framework is Tosca using and how we are creating test scripts. In Selenium, you have to, like, doesn't have any specific framework. You have to write your framework on your own. It might be test data driven or it might be code driven or whatever it might be. Whatever you feel it is apt for your project, you have to write it. And coming to the libraries concept, yes, Tosca has a very good reusable concept called library. where large number of test scripts can be easily maintained, and also test creation time is also reduced with the help of creation of this library. But in Selenium, there is no such integrated. I mean, it lacks I mean, doesn't have that much of reusability concepts. Okay. Yes, Tosca also helps you to give different kinds of reports. So it might be on your requirements board, or it might be on your execution list board. It might be from your test cases board. However it is, you can create different reports on your Tosca, but Selenium doesn't have any inbuilt reporting tool. And coming to the some miscellaneous concept like SAP, Tosca has good knowledge on SAP. It has data warehouse testing, and it can also do exploratory management. Selenium doesn't support any of these kind of things. And speed of creation of test script and execution is very faster in Tosca compared to the Selenium. Okay, so even the development of the script takes less time. Execution, there are different things that you can implement in your Tosca so that your execution becomes so much faster. We will discuss few of them while we are developing our scripts. And also, if you have to run your test cases in multiple browsers, you can do it as and when, I mean, you get a chance to do it. Okay. So whenever you want to run the same set of test cases in multi-browser, it is easily possible with the help of Tosca. Okay. So these are the pretty major differences between Tosca and Selenium. So these are, I mean, which I could identify them and I can grab them for you. So there are many more. If you start exploring Tosca, you will feel many more advantages of Tosca. Okay. So any questions still here?
Hi, madam. See, actually, I was working for performance testing, so I don't know
Mhm.
about these things. What about this exploratory testing, madam?
Yeah, exploratory testing, I can give you a gist when we talk about requirements. Okay. So I'll tell you about it.
Okay. And is it support Tosca will support for Jenkins also, or else only any this what you told that different tool? I didn't get that
No,
thing, madam.
I did not get it. Can you come again?
In the previous slide, we are having that Tosca is supports. Is it support Jenkins, madam?
Yeah, it supports Jenkins, CI/CD pipeline
Okay.
integration. You can do it.
Okay. Okay. Okay, madam. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
What do we have any limitations on this Tosca tool?
Can you be a bit louder, please? Your voice is not.
Do you have any limitations on this Tosca tool?
Do you have any
Limitations.
limitations for
Yeah, limitations on the application side or the protocol side.
Tosca? You're
Yeah, for
asking.
Tosca.
Can you be more specific about what kind of limitations you're looking for?
No, no. Is there any specific limitations on this Tosca?
Yeah, we can discuss some of the disadvantages of Tosca also in the later slides. Okay.
Oh, okay. I saw like in one of the slide load testing also. So will Tosca supports load testing, like performance testing kind of thing?
Uh, I don't know. Somehow your voice I'm not able to get it. Can you type in
Madam,
your
he is
question?
asking that Tosca will be support for load testing. Is that's what?
Yeah, performance
Yeah.
testing you're asking. Yes, performance it is supported.
Oh, okay. Performance testing also we can do using Tosca.
Yeah, yeah, you can do. But I mean, there is one more tool. I mean, from Tricentis, there is one more product
Hmm.
from Tricentis. So that one is supported. Okay, so not the same Tosca what we do it in the class. Okay, but from
That's
Oh,
new load,
Tricentis,
no, madam?
yeah, that is Neoload.
Yeah.
oh, the new load is Tricentis, right? The
Yeah,
product of
it is from Tricentis. It is from Tricentis. You can perform this thing. Okay, so
but Tosca does not support for the load testing, right? I saw in one of the slide the load also it supports. You said so. That's why I'm
yeah,
asking
it
that
is
question.
from Tricentis. I was talking about Tricentis. I mean,
Oh,
component.
perspective. Oh, okay, got it.
Tricentis. It's not Tosca.
Ma'am, I have one question. Good morning.
Yeah,
Uh,
good morning.
you have explained that it is the license-based tool, this Tosca. So, how long will be getting this license? Because this is a paid thing, right? I have also tried manually, but it is a paid. We need to do some payment and all. So in this training, how long will be getting this tool?
Yeah, for 60 days you can practice it, but I'll also help you how to extend it. Okay. So you can also
Okay.
extend the tool if you want. We can discuss it when we are actually starting the installation. Then I'll give you all the tips and tricks. How can you use the tool for more time?
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Manas
Yeah.
Achandan here. So you told that, for example, we have lots of articles in the support, Tricentis support.
Hmm.
Whereas in Selenium, like if we are stuck, we can search it in Google and we can get the required details. So in
Correct.
case if it is something we have faced some issue where the article is not been published. So in that
Mhm.
case, we have to raise a ticket and we need to wait for the response from the tree scientist. And how fast, we did get it resolved? Like we'll get the inputs from the tree scientist support, Manasa.
Yeah, 99% of the time, according to my experience, I found each and every article in the support portal. Okay. I was able to search whatever I was stuck for. Okay. So if at all, if your project is acquiring the license, they will surely come back in mostly like more than not more than 2 days. Okay, less than 2 days they will come back with the questions. Okay, so that is a maximum time that I'm telling. If you have a project help, I mean when you are acquiring a license, the project people will have a concern and you get immediate replies from the present team. It all depends
Oh,
upon how you get the license from the recent. Okay, so they might give you like if you want a support, like there are a couple of engagements that you can talk with the presenters if you are in a project. But according to my experience in one of the 2 3 projects which I handled with Tricentis Tosca, so what whenever we have acquired a license, we also got a support from the Tricentis people where they used to give some time like morning 4 hours and evening 4 hours. So whenever we are stuck with any of the issues or anything, so at that time we did not have any point of architect or something in our team. So we used to mail them immediately and they used to come back in the time frame whatever they have given to us. Okay, so that was one project. Another one project, the guy was like, however you talk to with your team members, the Tricentis people also were there with us like whole day. They were with us. The support was there with us. So whenever we were stuck, immediately we used to ping him and he used to get back to us with all the issues. I mean, cleared and all. So that was those are the 2 different supports that I got from 2 different projects from Tricentis. It's from
okay,
project
okay.
perspective. Okay.
Project. And whether they have anything when we are getting lessons, right? Whether they have something called standard or premium kind of packages while we take the lessons from them, or how is it?
I'm not that much sure because the time when I was in that kind of projects, right? So I was not involved in any of these license purchase or something. So I'm
Hmm.
not pretty much sure about it. And
Uh,
also, like with the very recent past, there are a lot of changes that has happened with even though not the Tricentis portal, there are a lot of changes that has happened. So I'm not pretty much sure about the exact answer of your question, Chandan.
Okay, okay, okay. Because just want to know, if you are taking standard packages or premium, like they will be having some constraints, right? That I can support only this feature, and if you're getting upgraded to some premium, so that we can support more features, so somewhat like that. I'm just because of that, I just asked.
Yeah, yeah, I understand your this thing, but that is what I'm not that much aware of what I mean. I was not involved at that time, so I'm not that much sure about the question.
Okay, okay, Manas, yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions that I have to address? So here, if you see, this is a slide which helps us with present is different tools. Like if you want to do a performance testing, NeoLoad will help you. If you want to do a mobile testing, you can do it from your Tosca also. There's also a Tosca mobile engine that helps us, and testing mobile can be done. And if you want to do a data integration, we have data integrating and live compare. And if you want to do test automation, so in this Tosca commander only you can do. And test management, there's a separate tool called Qtest, and also Zero can also be used for as a test management tool, and Vera also one of these things. Okay, so for all these things, you have wide support, and we can do it with the help of Tosca. So where does Tosca stand in this real automation testing world? Okay, so what are the different things that and because it is very easy to understand, like within no time a manual tester can be an automation tester, and also it is very efficiently used, and accuracy is to the point, and like consistency is throughout the test scripts, which makes the tool very perfect. Okay, so it's not like I create one test script in one kind and second type. No, so all through my test scripts I can make create a consistency. I can set a standard, and I can work around all these things. Okay, so these all points you just have to remember it. Whenever we are doing it, you can implicate all these points whatever you're developing it. Okay, yeah, so let us see some more advantages of Tosca, and also a few disadvantages of Tosca, which I don't generally want to, but yes, as a common man or as a normal person, if you have to understand advantages, for sure you should also understand disadvantages. Okay. So it's like I already told, it's a one-stop solution for various automation types. You go to one hypermarket and you get everything. An enterprise tool that functions without a script, user-friendly drag and drop features for desktop applications. So here everything in Tosca, it's just you have to drag it and you have to drop it. So drag and drop concept is very, very important in Tosca. Help Test management tools, it helps. It only not only supports GUI applications, it also supports non-GUI applications, and there is no need for explicit framework. So there is a major support for technologies, and it also has reduced artifact and test. So there's not lot artifacts you have to do it when you are doing this Tosca. Okay, so with minimal things you can start with your test data preparation also. Tricentis gives the best vendor supports. This reduction in regression testing time. Okay, so once you have set up one execution list for your one regression, so every time you can just simply go click on F6 from your shortcut from your keyboard, and it will be running it. Okay, so how you want to set up and how you want to do is depends upon your project, and we will discuss about this setting of regression suite also in our coming classes. Coming to the Tosca cost, yes, it is a little costlier than other open automation tools in the market, but still client is coming up for opting for this kind of, and he's okay investing some amount with these kind of tools. Yeah, community support, it's like you have a proper community support to get from help, and there's a resource requirements, like it should have a lot of resources, like it has to have a proper RAM, CPU, disk space, everything. Because if you take a very smaller size computer, maybe Tosca will stuck. You will be facing so many problems, like your Tosca is stuck, it is not opening, it's not closing, because backend it takes a lot of space. So that is why it needs more lot space than other tools. Okay, so that is one of the major disadvantage. If you have enough space in your hard disk, then you are good to go. Okay, so there's nothing else. And Tosca cannot be integrated with Git. So if you see in Selenium, once you write a code, I mean, what I can say is you commit all your changes to your Git repository, but here there's no such Git repository. There are different repositories like multi-user repository, single-user repository, where you can make use of them. Okay. So there might, as it is a model based test approach, it might lead to the maintenance problems, but I don't agree to this because maintenance is very very less in Tosca most of the time. And there are chances, if your model, like if your web application is totally changed, then it might be a chance, then you might get into a trouble of changing all your scripts. Okay, so otherwise everything is fine. Okay, and before going into the architecture, you have to understand like what are the application that we are doing. Okay, so the application that we are doing is demo web shop. Okay, so you can just type in demo web shop Tricentis. Okay, so this is the one. This is the one major thing that we will be practicing. Okay, so what you can do is you can simply go and register it for yourself. So please, I mean, the email ID can be anything. There's no hardened rules that its email should be something. Random email is also work. It will also work. Just remember the email and password, whatever you are inputting here, so that it will be useful for your future purpose. Okay. And as part of today's assignment, you have to go ahead and just explore what is demo workshop. Okay, so like you go on, click on books, computers, you add something on your cart, and what happens after in the shopping cart. So just a manual flow. I want you to just explore the manual flow so that once we start with the exercise, it will be easy for you to do it. Okay, so I have pinged you this demo web shop URL in this chat window. So please go ahead and start, registering in this register page. Going forward, we'll be using this. Okay, not only this, there are a couple of things I'll be covering. The major, limelight might be on this. Okay, so please go ahead and start registering. Once registered, please let me know. I'm here. I'll wait. I'll give you like 5 minutes of time and let me know once it is done. I hope everyone is doing it. So if you are facing any challenge, let me know. I am here to help you out. It's just a normal registration page. You can go ahead and you can do it. Okay, I got 2 done, 3, 4. Okay, I see most of them is done. Yes, thank you so much. So this is called a system under test. or application under test. Okay, so we'll be reiterating this word most of the time whenever I'm talking in the class. So please get acquainted with this terminology called system under test or application under test. Okay. Okay, so now this is called system under test or application under test. Okay, so now we'll get acquainted more about this Tosca. So what is the architecture? And this screenshot is not that clear. So what are the different components of Tosca? We'll start here from our advantages, like the first interview question. If you attend your Tosca, they'll ask you the first question is what are the different advantages of Tosca, and what are the different components of Tosca. Let me try to grab a good, yeah. So this is bit this. Okay, so what is the architecture? So this is called as architecture of Tosca, and if you see Tosca commander being the main hero of this total architecture, so it is responsible to talk to the repository. It is responsible to talk to your server. It is only responsible for you, executing all your executor, and it is also helps you to do a Tosca scan wizard. Okay, so whatever you have to do, commander is the hero of this architecture. Okay, and if you see, this is what the commander is. Okay, so we daily, day in day out, will be using this commander. So in this commander only, you will have different things called test cases, modules, test case design, execution, requirements, and configuration. So these are the different things you have it in your commander, and you can, you can use this commander, and you can coming onto the picture on your day-to-day class. But whenever you run any of your test case, this executor will come into the picture. So whenever you try to enroll your license, this license server will be this commander will be talking with your license server in the backend. So, and coming to this Tosca commander, this commander will be talking to the repository at the backend, and it will try to fetch all the details. And if you have to do an integration with ALM with the help of Tosca, this commander only is responsible to talk to either via ALM, or Jira or any management. Okay, and also this commander is only one which will be talking with your Tosca workspace called AUT or SUT. So that is called as application under test or system under test. So on the whole, I can say Tosca commander is the hero of this architecture. And the first interview question is what are the different components of Tosca, or what are the major components of Tosca? So if you see on the screen, what are the major components? They are commander, executor, wizard. You can see, so these are the different commands: the commander, executor, wizard, and repository. Okay, so commander, executor, wizard, and repository, these are the main components of Tosca. With these only our test scripts, test case generation, test data, everything will be going on. Okay, so we will understand what each component is in one by one in the next coming slides. Okay, so Tosca commander serves as a user interface of the tool, enabling users to design, maintain, execute, and analyze test cases. Okay, so this is a place where you start writing your test cases, where you create your models, where you design your test design sheets, and here is where you write your requirements, and here is where your execute is. So this is like this is a tool where we'll be using. This is called as user interface tool. Okay, and it is a foundational components of Tosca test suite with different different sections. Okay, I've gone through each and every section. So we will talk about all these sections you are seeing in this Tosca commander, It might be test case tab, it might be modules tab, it might be test design, or it might be requirements, or it might be execution. Anything, you will be seeing it. And if you see, this is the tool. Okay, I just given you a screenshot. And Tosca executor. Okay, so this Tosca executor is the one which is responsible to execute your test cases. And if you want to see this executor, you have to navigate to this path. And generally, if I have to run it, let me try to run one small test case. I don't know if it is ready or not. Let me check this. Okay, let me run this. So if you see here, you can see what is getting executed. So this is called as executor. Okay, executor will help you to understand what process of execution is happening. And if you see here, there's a issue in my test step, so it is not able to find out this, and it is failing my test case. Okay, so this is called as scratchbook. I'll tell you what is scratchbook and all. And here you can see all your test execution result. Okay, so this is not the permanent one. There's also other execution report where you can see. Okay, so that is all about executor. And wizard will come into the picture whenever it is like oldest, whenever you, the starting stages whenever we were using Tosca. So this used to come up. So it is used to map our components from the web application to our Tosca, so that object mapping is done and Tosca is able to identify it. Okay. So now that you cannot see this wizard, but this scan window where you can see some of the features of this. This is the oldest form, whatever you're seeing, but the newest form is called as scan wizard. Okay. So that one we will see it while we are doing a scan. And repository. So repository is a place where you can create your test data, where you can, so whatever the test data that you're getting from your application, if you want to save it, so you can make use of this TDM, and you can save all your test data there. And whenever you want to fetch it back, you can fetch it back as and when it is necessary. And all these things can happen simultaneously. Any other questions apart from, so till here, clear what are the components of Tosca and how we are using it?
Minus, what is that Tosca batches? It's like a kind of batch runner. It's mainly with the data testing, or how is it?
Can you repeat your question? I don't know, your voice is not clear.
Uh, I- Now is it good? Now is it audible?
It's I feel it is somewhere very low, like it's somewhere in deep
One second.
cave or something. Yeah. Maybe you have to
One
adjust
second.
your mic.
I think now is it audible?
Yeah, now it's a lot better. Thank you so much.
Yeah, the question was like in the test case, like whatever the components which you are showing, right? The
Mm-hmm.
execution tab and the test design. So I see some Tosca batch. So what is that used for?
Tosca batch.
Ah, yes,
This one?
correct. Yeah.
Yeah, this one is a main project. I have created it and I have named it. So you will also be creating this project and you will also name it. Okay. So this is just a name
Okay.
that I have given to my project. That's it.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Ma'am, I'm not able to see properly. These all tabs. I mean, the text of the tab. Is it only me or everyone is
Yeah,
not? I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
sure.
Manasa, can you please maximize the screen if possible?
See, I cannot maximize. This is a maximum screen I'm seeing. Maybe you have to. So what I understood is you have to change your preview whatever you're seeing. Okay. So
But
there
when
Uh,
it
there is a
comes to recording, again, the same screen will be visible, right?
no. It is
uh,
clear. for other people what I got to know. So there is
No, we
some
need to
preview
zoom the screen. There is a plus icon and minus icon will be there. We have to zoom the screen.
from
I
your
think
from
if
your
you I think if you have joined from mobile, right, it will be small. If you have joined from laptop, I think you can able to see the screen fully.
Yeah, yes.
yeah.
No, no, I'm in the laptop only, but I'm not able to see. I'm not sure whether it's my system fault or what is
No,
that.
no, for me also same case. See, we can increase the, I mean, the plus symbol is there, right? But for us it is now okay. But when it comes to recording, again the same size of screen we have to see, I think.
No, I don't think so. Again, there also when you play your recording, in the recording there's a preview that you can play it. You can do it a
Oh, okay.
full screen and you
Okay.
can get it a proper way.
Fine then. Thanks.
Manasa, can you explain about more about the wizard, Tosca wizard? I couldn't get the usage of.
Yeah, you so just now try to get acquainted with all the terminologies that we are discussing here. Okay, so in depth, each and every topic will be explained, and you will be easily understand. You easily understand when you start doing it. Okay, so if I just simply tell this, you will not get it. Just understand there are five different major components in Tosca, and how and when we use it. When we start doing our practical, you automatically get to understand that.
Okay.
Okay. Any
Hi,
other?
I have a question. So, we are going to use this version 16 for our demo, right? I mean, for our training.
Yes, yes.
And the latest is version 20, right? So, how, I mean, what is the major advancement or what is the difference between version 16 to 20 and how it will impact when we are going to, prepare for the interviews or that kind of things, right? So, how it will have the impact?
See, they do release each and every thing. Reading my notes or whatever they are. Can you go on mute, Vivek, please?
Can you mute your whoever is not talking?
Unable to answer your question. Yeah, Vivek should. Yeah, see, it's not a major difference. All the two, I mean, whatever the version you use, it is the same. Major thing, the minor things, whatever might be failing in the previous thing is like, so as I was doing it from 16.0 for the major of most of the batches, I am doing the same thing. But if you want, I can download the latest one and I can do it. That is not a problem, and there's no much difference. So whatever you're seeing, the same thing. Maybe the look and feel has changed for 2023. Even I did not explore 2023, the latest thing. So if you want more details about what is the difference, I can circulate an article. What is the difference between the previous version, or what is the product feature, and what are the great advantages of the current feature. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
I there are people in my previous batch, they are still using 15, but I'm using 16, so they are not facing any difficulty or any changes in the interview also. So
Okay.
not that in every project that you go, it will be the latest software that you will be using. This 16.0 was convenient for all the rest of the batches that I'm handling. So I'm going with this thing. If you want, I can just download the latest one and I can explore the same thing. That should
No,
not be a
I'm good with whatever I mean, you have planned for, but just wanted to see the difference, like, maybe when we go for an interview or something like that, right? So, I mean, if there is a question like, what is the difference, or why you are not upgraded to the latest version, some kind of questions. So, just thought of asking.
You can go through these key versions or key features, you can get understand. So maybe in the different engines they are using, there might be a slight difference. So to understand more about this, you have to understand at least one version of Tosca so that
Correct,
you can
exactly.
understand it. Okay, So let us understand 16.0. Then when we come back and see this release notes, we'll get to understand more about what is different with 2023 with 16.0. Or you
Okay.
can
Yeah.
also have differences. Okay?
Sure. Thank you.
No.
Manasa,
Thank you.
like just a one suggestion. So, like if you have that version, what are the important features that is getting added, right? If you add that one slide in your PPT, I think that will be helpful. I think, if I'm not wrong.
We can do that, not a problem. Actually, it is planned for tomorrow. So I will be going with the version and changing what all the things our version is supporting. That was covered in the next day. You want to do it today itself, then from the next time you can include it in the second day. Because I want to
I
go
think
very
I'm
slow.
getting lots of background noise. Lots of. I'm not able to hear you, Manasa. Can someone go on mute?
Vivek, can you go on mute, please?
Let me try to mute him. The only problem if I mute him, they cannot speak out again. So that is why I'm not trying to mute him. Okay. Yeah, actually that was covered in the tomorrow slide, Chandan. So I was about to tell what are the features and all. So if you want to do it, maybe from the next time I can include it from the day two. Okay. Yeah. So one
Okay. Okay.
last before we wind.
Mansa, this is Raghu. One question, please.
Yes,
I
yes.
understand that we are talking about the software, changes, whatnot. But when it comes to the execution side, right, users, all these changes should not impact, right? It is only on the back end
Yeah.
side. I hope it will not impact
It
none
doesn't
on the
impact
front.
anything for our test case creation or the concepts that we are discussing. Okay. So only the minor things, maybe then the PDF engine, they might have used a older version of PDF engine. Now in 2023, they are using a little more compatible version where it also supports more features. Okay. So it will be like very small minor things, they release it. So that is the only thing.
Yeah, also whatever the test scripts we have created, let's say, with version 16, it will be easily upgradable, if we are upgrading to 20, right? So it can be reusable
Yeah,
there also.
yeah. It is reusable. No, not it will not be a problem.
Okay.
Okay, so one last thing before we wind up for today. So if you have to understand Tricentis more and if you have to start with your first basic, test case like test case creation and all, you have to understand these three main concepts or terminologies called scanning, modules, and test cases. Okay, so test cases everyone knows. What is a test case? What are the test steps? We all know about it. Okay, so but specifically for Tosca, you have to understand these two terminologies called scanning and modules. Okay, so what is scanning? What we do in scanning? How does it help in our test case creation? Okay, and what is module? How does this module help in our test case creation? All these things we'll be seeing in the tomorrow session. Okay, so tomorrow we'll get more used to these terminologies. So once we understand what is scanning and modules, and then test case creation can be little be going like 5 minutes. You can go and create your first test case. Okay. So I promise you by next, at least by next Monday, you will be starting with your first test case creation and you will be going with you will be becoming a pro creating your test cases. Okay. So that is the confidence I can give you from Monday. Okay. After we install the tool. So once we install the tool, we can start with the practicals. So before that, we have to do little more theoretical. We have to understand little more concepts and then installation and then test case creation. Okay, so that's it I
Ma'am,
have for. Yes,
one
please
small
go.
question. Whether only UI automation, so you will teach us, or any SAP, or so Excel automation is also available, like reading from the workbook, and then we are automating from the reading from the Excel. That is also possible in the Tosca.
Yeah, that is also possible. You can do it. I can help you out. I can explain you how to do this Excel automation. And SAP also I'm trying to cover one small scenario where for starting off your SAP application, like open an SAP application, get the things and closing your SAP application, like a very small demo I can help you out so that you can go ahead with that. Okay, so the basic things, whatever I tell, it will be helpful for you to start with your application. Okay, so those can
Okay.
also be covered as part of our syllabus.
Okay.
Okay, we are also covering database testing, API testing also apart from that.
Okay. So
Mobile
the batches will
application.
start from Monday onwards, no?
No, no, no. We have a class tomorrow and day after also. So, I mean,
Yeah.
before Monday, you have to get acquainted with all these, I mean, terminologies. Okay, I cannot simply go I mean, install Tosca in your machine and just simply say Tosca, scan and all, right? Before I tell you about scan, you have to understand what is scan is, how to do a scanning. These are the basic things that you have to understand before we go into the practical. Okay, so tomorrow we will understand what is scanning, how to do a scan, and how to create a model, and what is a framework that we are using in Tosca, and how is this helpful for our test case creation.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So
Ma'am, what is the RAM is required to install this Tosca tool?
so is a system requirement. A RAM should be 8 GB.
Okay.
It is good if it is 8 GB. If it is less than 8 GB, you might end up saying that your Tosca is getting stuck or it is taking a lot of time to load it. So ideally, if the RAM is 8 GB, it is helpful for us to create our test cases very fast.
All right.
Okay.
What is the price for this Tosca's tool?
Sorry.
What is the price for this Tosca tool? Like professional, basic kind of thing. Like
It
what price
depends
range?
upon how you, I mean, it depends upon how you project occurs. Okay, based on the number of licenses and all.
Okay, so the licenses will be based on the users, or how it will be
Yeah, it
based
is
on the
based on the
applications?
application or user. So
Oh, okay, okay.
yes, thank you so much for attending to the session.
Mansi.
Have a very nice day. Yes, yes, please.
Hi, Mansa. I'm Indrani. I have a question in EX1 certification. Actually, I got recently placed in a Tosca project, and they asked me to complete ES1 certification ASAP. So I did the course in Tricentis Academy, and at the end of the course, I got to final exam where it has only
Hmm.
5 questions. So I completed that, and I got notified like you completed the course. But I didn't notice any assessment, which I was expecting like any other certification. Nor
No,
did I get any notification.
yeah, uh, yeah, please go ahead with the question. I'll come back.
Yeah, I was expecting like you're certified now in AS1 or something. I didn't get any certificate like that. What I was expecting is. So has any thing changed, or this is a new way, or did I miss something?
Yeah, actually, previously, like 2 months back, there was a separate certification for AS1, AS2, TDS1, and TDS2, but they have changed the pattern of this, I mean, things that they are, I mean, implementing. So now AS1, AS2, everything are badges, okay? So there are no more
Badges.
certifications.
Okay.
But on
Yeah,
the
I got it.
whole, yeah, on the whole, there is a, separate certification called product consultant certification or some other certification. So, for all the certifications, the final certifications you have to do, these badges are very important. Okay. And for whatever the information, I mean, whatever, if you have to acquire any certification, so these badge, whatever the things that you cover in these badges, all those questions will
Mhm.
be repeated in those certifications. So it is
Okay.
mandatory for you to complete the badge. And
Okay.
in the final exam, you might end up with all the questions that you are expecting as part of AS1.
Okay. What is the final exam called? Product consultant, you said.
Yeah, it depends upon what kind of certification you take. We will discuss it in maybe after
Okay.
10 days of the class.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Uh,
Thank you, Mansi.
then I deeply explain you what all the things are. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for attending today's session. Have a very nice day ahead. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Manasa.
ma'am. Thank you.